YouTube. Welcome to my shop. I'm Mike and I do appreciate you stopping by. You know, over the years my sharpening system has kind of changed radically. Now when I was more into automobiles and less into wood, I still needed my hand plane sharpened occasionally and my chisels and things like that. So I have these water stones, 250, 5, 7, and 1,000. And you know, they worked fine for me for a long time. I'd fill this up full of water, soak them, and then use them in this little tray here. But for my 3 and my chisels, it was all right because they're wide enough. But for my 4s and up to my 8s, these aren't nearly wide enough. So then I went into sandpaper, and you know, the sandpaper worked real good. But when you're doing a lot of hand planes, I was selling scores of hand planes. Paper, it works all right, but wet and dry paper can be a lot of money. You go through it quite a bit, you know. And so then I upgraded. I went to a Grizzly 10-inch grind, similar to Torment, but I think it grinds to 500 at the most. So that wasn't really good. So over time I finally built myself up to getting a Norton water stone. Now this is 4,000 and 1,000, works really good. And then I also got a flattening stone from Norton. Now I need another Norton. I'm saving for it, but I have other priorities right now. But you know, I'm going to look at Norton and retire these. And along with that, I've got a gauge. And I've got to say, this gauge worked all right, but I saw a thing on the Veritas gauge, so I just, you know, for Christmas, I just had to like cop for it. So my Veritas honing gauge is on the way, so we'll see how that is. And then the strop and the compound will do it. So when I put my stones in this, I use this little rubber thing, and it does all right, but it still moves around. So I thought I would build a holder for my stones. And I looked on the internet, and there's a lot of holders, but they were all wood. And I really didn't want to go in the wood. I don't use them that much. So I don't want them to sit around being soggy or whatever. So I thought I went down to Home Depot and I thought I'd try making a metal one. I bought some angled aluminum. I bought some stainless threaded rod. I bought some hardware for the threaded rod. And over in plumbing I got this little tube. Theory is to put the rod in it so the threaded rod doesn't harm the stone. Now, I don't know if this will work. This is one of my bright ideas. That sometimes my bright ideas aren't so bright. So I hopefully this will work out. If it doesn't, it's only a few bucks. But it was. I think it'll be fun trying to see if I can make something a little different. So if you want to join me, we'll get on making this and we'll go from there. Now to put the hole in these 3-inch pieces of aluminum, I'm using a 1964. Okay, now I'm cutting the threaded stuff. Alright, now I'm cutting these little tubes to length. I'm just using a coping saw. Okay, I got all the pieces cut and drilled. A couple of 9-inch threaded rods, 5 16-inch nuts. So let's put this together. The way I'm going to do it is going to put this one through here, put another nut, put this one through here, another nut. Now we'll take the tubes, we'll put those on like this, put the other tube on like that, take these, the other plate, put it on, whoops, I want to put a nut on. That goes there. Another nut goes there. The base goes on. Whoops. The base goes on. And then some of these little thumb screws. Okay, we'll lay this down, open it up, we'll put the don't have them adjusted right. Oh. Okay, I got adjusted now. These tubes were too long, the tubes to protect the stone. So I got them back on. Now we'll put the wing nuts on. Just a little bit, and that's what the holder will look like, hopefully. Then we'll put this on here, tighten up the wing nuts, make sure it's all square to each other, and once it is, tighten that puppy down. It's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, I think so. I will probably glue some rubber feet to it, and then when I'm in there and I'm using my spray bottle and everything, hopefully it won't be near as much of a mess. Okay, YouTube, I guess that's what my sharpening stone holder looks like. Only cost a few bucks. I used some angle aluminum, some stainless threaded rods, nuts, bolts, some wing nuts, and it's pretty tight. I think that'll hold real good. for the money. Now all I got to do is get the file out and smooth out the rough edges, and this will be ready for a little water and an iron. So I'm kind of happy with that, I gotta say. I'm gonna say maybe it wasn't a real bright idea, but it'll work for me. So I appreciate you stopping by, YouTube. I really do, and I hope you come back again. And until that time, be safe.